Howdy, Howlers! It's Sako Toomey, also known as Castboy, and today I'm writing a book with BC Brown Books!
Yay!
I've been super excited all day about this, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I've been working on a couple of scenes, and I think my goal tonight is to work on the scene where Jerry finds out that Iris's case is being closed.
Ah, the through the roof scene. Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right, let's see. Wow, let's see who's here.
We got a few people.
We got a few people. Hi, Melanie. Why is everything so tiny? There we go. There we go. Hello, my friends. I know it's been a while since I've attended one of these live streams. I was focused on finishing draft 3 of my novel, which I accomplished on Saturday. Grats, lady. Grats. Hi, Daya. And Spence. And Debbie. And BC Brown doing double duty. And doing all right. Big work project out of the way. Oh, good.
Yep.
Glad that's done.
Yep.
What do you plan on doing next? Probably taking a break. Probably.
That's what I do. Take a little break. Yeah, I take a little break between drafts usually.
I try to, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. And something tells me that if my writing schedule works out the way it is, I'm probably not making my goal of 3 fast drafts this quarter. It's probably not going to be a thing.
Yeah.
1 is enough. I have some big news to share. I'm going back to my full-time job tomorrow, and I keep my shift so I can still sleep in.
I'm a little jealous. I like my 8 to 5 shift, but yet I don't like my 8 to 5 shift because I'm not a morning person. I like to sleep in.
Yeah, that sucks. I will be having my phone on its side while I listen, so I will only see comments when I turn the phone. When I turn the phone. Oh, I follow.
Yeah, so I do that when I'm at the office, so I don't have like my laptop out while I'm at the office, and I'm not like on my computer with my personal stuff open. So it's like just on its side for the longest time. Then I have to flip it when I want to comment back, and that and it's a little annoying.
Yeah,
I feel for you, Kat.
Going over the outline that I finished Friday. Awesome, Debbie. It's wicked awesome. So I did things to the thing.
Did things to the thing. That sounds. It could be taken so many different ways.
It looks like we started the thing with the district attorney and Christopher.
Yeah, I started making Christopher be a good guy, sort of, which would probably be what I'm mostly working on tonight.
Cool. I think I wrote the fight scene and tried to loop it into the opening scene that we had originally written.
Yeah. Which I read it, and I think it loops in just fine.
And I wrote some, like a tiny blip of Iris and Justicia. Just a tiny blip.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Jerry gets to meet her meeting and finds out Iris's case is being closed.
Mm-hmm.
Mini meltdown, gets a reprimand. Not just a reprimand, but she gets put on leave.
Yeah, reprimand, put on leave, and like no more hope for her kid's case, which is kind of
Which should pull on the heartstrings of every parent, really.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Or just anybody who's lost anyone.
Yeah. Oh, Natalie, long time no see, love.
Hi, Natalie.
Mwap. I'm scheduling the Instagram flash fiction tonight, which right now means tightening up some stuff because character limits. Yeah. That is a challenge, is the whole, like, you only have like 150 characters or something like that to...
Yeah, I used to do so when Twitter used to be limited to the 280 or whatever it was initially, like the original Twitter character limit. Like I did little brief flash fiction, like Twitter prompts every so often, and they were hard.
Yeah. Yeah, they sound hard. I had so much to do too that I had to skip participation in writing streams. I feel ya. Well,
It happens.
it's so nice to see you back. I was going to say, it's been a long time since we've seen you, Natalie. Hope you're doing well and the new year has been nothing but good to you. I hope so. I managed to dodge toxic productivity tonight.
Oh yeah?
I clocked out at 7 or so. And after having worked a full day, got in a nap, like all the things that basically it was an ideal work day. And I clocked out, and then I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. I was like, I feel like working on comics some more, but then I would be working overtime, and I don't want to work overtime. No, I should not work overtime was more my feeling. I was like, I want to do this thing, but I should not do this thing
But I should totally not do this thing. Because
otherwise I'm just going to burn myself out on Monday and then putz out on the rest of the week, and I don't want to I don't want to do that.
It's a real thing, like regulating sometimes your creative inspiration and your like motivational bursts, like being able to realize that it's not a sprint, it is a marathon, because you will burn out.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely. Let's 9:15. Doing good, Melanie. I had several books released, and now I'm in the throes of participating in a whole load of anthologies. Some are out in the next few months. Cool. What would be the best way for me to contact you in regards to quotes for cover designs? I actually recommend that you go through Keelan for book covers, especially with the name like Knights of the Wrathmaker. She kind of specializes in fantasy covers. So, yeah, Keelan Rivers. Check her out. She does it under a different name, but I never remember what that name is.
Yeah, I can't ever remember what her cover art design name is, but you can find her, Keelan Rivers, you can find her and get to her that way.
Yeah. Also, here is Natalie's Amazon, which has her whole backlog on it and her new releases, I'm assuming. Which is awesome. Blossom. Be sure to be checking out her books. And let me find a timer. How about Doll Cecil Runo?
Or should we always like dolls timers?
I love Doll's timers. That's 15, 15, 10, 15, 15, 15. What happened to all your 20 minutes, Doll?
She should have 20-minute timers in it. Well, she was redesigning a bunch of timers, so.
Oh, she might have taken some down.
She might have taken them down.
That makes sense. All right, share screen. There's a thing. There's a thing. So
Or the thing.
Yeah, I know, with the thing. So I'm gonna get a drink and then I'm gonna get to writing in 3, 2, 1, sprint. Whoops.
Whoops. Ooh, I like our Inception.
I don't know how that works.
It's really cool.
Oh, whoops.
I'm like freezing my butt off all of a sudden. I had to get up and go get a flannel. Like, it's not just a flannel, it's a fleece flannel, and on top of that, it's my partner's fleece flannel, so you know it's better than anything I own at keeping me warm because it's his.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So Jerry is currently doing her flip out, and the captain is trying to be understanding, but
It's the
treading on thin ice, Shaw.
So yeah, so I've gotten past where the DA has agreed to reduce the charges and not try justicia as an adult.
Oh, good.
But now he's doing an underlying, I keep scratching your back, St. Todd.
Oh.
Where's my back scratching?
Where's my back scratching? Yeah.
So.
Oh, poor QWERTY.
Feeling for you, girl.
On the plus side, I get tomorrow and Wednesday off instead of Thursday, Friday, so I can stay up and get stuff done.
That's cool.
Got 80 words in the first half of the sprint.
Nice.
Pretty good. I'm beta reading for Nicole Ford Thomas. That's awesome. Wrote about a page and a half of notes so far. Daya got 681.
Crushing it.
Slinging it like she always does.
Mm-hmm.
Almost half a page and some tea. I had to leave and fold some clothes. I totally understand that. I have
probably this next sprint I'm gonna have to go toss some in the washer.
I have like Christmas half undone in my living room.
Well, you said you were swamped by candy canes. I'm like, yep, she's taking down the Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Halfway through reading the outline. I'm probably going to hang for one more sprint and then hop over to Sage's Monday Night Chill Sesh. That is wise. If you are in the mood for more of a chill chat, get stuff off your chest sort of situation, then yes, go hang out with Sage on Twitch. Got 4 Instagram posts scheduled. That is awesome. Hi, Heather.
Hey, Heather.
It's nice seeing you again. I can't tell if just like I've been in the wrong places that I've been seeing my people. Like,
yeah, it's been hit or miss for me. Like, who I see and don't see on like different streams, and but I've also been trying some different streams like than just the ones that I usually follow. I've been trying a few others.
Me too.
Yeah, so it's like I guess people just haven't found those streams yet. So
yeah, could be.
They're my little secrets. No, they're out there for everybody. But Devin's playlists have really opened up like a lot of other YouTube or author tubers that I had no idea were. Yeah, I was like, you guys are streaming? Cool.
Yeah. And I bumped into, basically I had the playlist playing most of the day. Mm-hmm. And I bumped into came back to my computer to find like a 16 or 17-year-old that was running sprints and talking about YA and stuff like that. And I was like, this is refreshing.
Yeah.
It's so refreshing. And she was super cute. Like,
was that CB?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I love when CB like gets to talking about writing YA stuff, and she's like, "Cause it's me,
Because
because hello YA, But that's awesome that there's another.
that there is more happening. Yeah. Devin is the playlist god.
Tiguaro.
Kagwaro. I've been doing the same with live streams. Word stitches are always fun. I agree. Tessa Dean streams for hours, so those turn into sprints and vent sessions too.
I've been doing a lot more. I've been watching Mallory Cooper's like all day long, every day streams more. So
Right
I'm
on.
having a lot of fun on her streams, and like meeting a whole bunch of other writers that aren't on the rest of the streams. So which is kind of cool.
Natalie did one chapter of editing reviewing, spent the other half of the sprint having an argument with my knee. It's been annoying me lately. My legs have not been thrilled with me because I'm not sitting on a couch properly.
Mine have just been crappy because this weekend we redid The Office 2 weekends ago, so every part of me hurt after that for like a whole week. And then this last weekend I did, I weeded the front yard and like raked up all the leaves and everything because it's officially fall in Arizona, so all the trees have shed their leaves in January.
In January, yeah.
Yeah, so like my knees and everything are killing me.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I can relate to the knee pain. Hope you feel better. Speaking of Devin's playlist, I have tomorrow's open already, so here we are. Please be clicking on that link to prep for tomorrow.
Yep.
I think it's my old injury telling me I'm getting old. I have changed my stream schedule back to days.
Oh, so that's why I haven't seen you in the evenings. Okay. Well, that's true. The kiddo's back in school, right? Yeah. I remember her saying kiddo's back in school.
Going to stream hopping during the day, that's for sure. But I'm ready for a schedule again. Right on. Fall, January, Ohio, winter.
Yes. Yeah, like everybody else rakes leaves and stuff like in September, and it's so unbearably hot and raining that we can't do anything in September. And so it's January that we start raking leaves.
We're almost knee deep in snow over here in Sweden.
Yeah, I never get snow. Not in Phoenix.
Not in the desert.
If I want snow, I just have to drive about an hour north.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's quite a bit of it. But that's climbing, and that climbs almost 11,000 feet of elevation. So
yeah, that's up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, kiddos at school. Good to know, Keelan Rivers.
Yes. Keelan is absolutely an amazing, especially when it comes to fantasy design.
When it comes to fantasy design specifically, yeah.
Really, really hard.
She has a really good eye for the genre.
Mm-hmm.
Sweden, not the town in the US, by the way.
Oh, yes. We know. We're good.
Because I'm getting stuck in my story on names. I'm tired. I will be playing The Sims 4. I actually was playing The Sims 4 when I lost track of time, and
when I'm like, "Hey, we streaming tonight?" Well, I was like, she's cutting it close on getting me to stream, but I thought she's probably busy,
Usually, I would have done it like a half an hour before the stream started. Yeah.
I was like, but we all have those one night where we're like 2 minutes before stream's supposed to start. I'm so sorry. I should have sent you this link.
Yeah, it's because I didn't actually stream it to Facebook this time. Usually Facebook will send me like a notification, hey, you go on in 30 minutes, by the by. Oh God, I like twerked my back while getting lights off of the tree this morning.
Yeah. I did that to my shoulder. We like cleaned our game room really thoroughly, and our dining room table is in our game room because that's where we game. And like we had it tipped over on its side, and we were going to put it back up. And as I was lifting it, I was like, "Oh, I could feel something in my shoulder start to give." Like, so I had
Oh
had to put it down real fast.
no.
It didn't give, but it was just like I could feel it tweaking in there, and it was like, ah.
This is hurting me to do. I just discovered one of my freshly painted nails got messed up, and I don't know how it happened.
That's a worse.
I hate it when that happens. Covers by Combs, also for fantasy design. She's pretty decent too. So that's something to consider.
Yeah.
Twerked your back? Tweaked your back? No, I don't have enough back fat.
If her back wanted to do a little twerking, who are we to shame it? Okay.
Sadly, I do not have enough back fat. New schedule, Thursdays at noon. It's the regular live, but I will on occasion have a stream on my Twitch on Fridays. So I have also scheduled a promo stream for the last Friday in January.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm considering adding the occasional just Twitch stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure when the hell I'm going to do it yet because my schedule is insane.
Are we still doing karaoke on the 30th?
We are.
Okay, good.
We are. Actually, I have this week post scheduled to go up, reminding people and letting people know about it.
All right, cool.
Hell yes, I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, karaoke, yes.
Karaoke, yeah. All right. I say time for me to channel platform hop before stage goes live.
Okie doke.
Take care, Melanie. Give some love.
Yep.
Yeah, keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. Oh man, I hope I can make karaoke. I haven't been in a while.
It's the usual time it's on a Saturday. Yeah, 30th. Yeah, it's on a Saturday this time. So hopefully, yes, you can. It's and by usual time, I mean it's the 4 p.m. Eastern.
4? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern.
Cool.
Now I gotta double check myself because I'm like, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Hold on. I gotta fix this
Weird Inception thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool, but
unnecessary. Cancel. There we go.
And Cordy, also on Valentine's Day, Sage is having a karaoke as well. So if you happen to not be able to make it to mine on the 30th, then on Valentine's Day she's doing karaoke as well. Let's do another 20 minutes.
All right. Oh, it hurts to breathe.
Just feeling that way yesterday. I had a massive asthma attack yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, oh, everything hurts.
All right, let us do another sprint. In 3, 2, 1, sprint. Now there's no alert when this is over, so so I'll have to be checking back. Okay. Oh. How did that sprint go for you guys? I'm starting to feel weary. And there's basically one scene left to tinker with. And it might be a sentence, maybe two. Like, uh, so we're almost done with draft number 1. Almost done. Almost done. Got new scenes. This is a really short book. It's a really short book. Finished going over the outline, only a few tweaks needed. That's cool. Slowly but surely getting this video done, but I'm losing motivation. I just want to curl up and watch an old favorite movie. I feel that. Boy, do I feel that. Holy cannoli. But I've been making progress on this draft, so I'm just running out of things to do. Maybe I will reread things and see about sprucing up dialogue. Excuse me. Not dialogue, but sprucing up, prose in general. It's a thing, like writing an active voice and having what we have three points of view that we technically have. The outline is only the first arc of this comic, and I just started working on it in December. Oh, brava. Oh my god, all the yawning. Jesus. I guess I'm gonna figure out something other to do. I'm gonna figure out something other to do. Maybe work on Kent Sean's thing. Also, I should find another timer that actually has like a ding, fries are done sort of situation. There we go. We can do another sprint if you wanna. If you wanna do another sprint, if you wanna. I think meds and a cigarette was probably my next sprint. Probably. Okay, let's do a thing. Let's do a thing. Dia is doing world building, lots and lots of world building to be done for this project. Keep a series or a book Bible, especially a series Bible if it's going to be a series. Like when it comes to building a world like that, oh my God, take notes. Take notes. All the yawning. Went to verify the time of the live stream, did some planning for this week, and opened my Scrivener short story doc. I'm not quite done with the Authortube anthology submission. Gotta have an ending. Ooh, it's a space opera, actually. Cool. Notes, yeah. Yeah, notes.
I'm back.
Yay, welcome back! Just in time for the next sprint.
Yay! Oh.
I might beat up Kyler a little bit, and
Poor Kyler.
I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so I just finished up between the district attorney and Christopher.
Okay, cool. So beating up Kyler really is the last thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Which it might take 2 sentences, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's not going to take hardly anything at all to beat up Kyler a little bit more.
So I think this is a surprisingly short book.
It's a lot shorter than I expected it to be. I know it can be fleshed out a little bit more in a few places here and there. I think what it's going to take is us individually going through it and just like even each other's sections and just filling in little bits here and there where we think it can be fleshed out more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, right now, as it stands, what are we at? We're at
Like 29
597.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've only really just hit novella. I mean, with 30,000 words, that to me is a novella. 25 to 40,000 words is what I consider a novella.
And for the genre that we're writing, that seems awfully short.
It is. It's incredibly short. A paranormal horror. I don't know.
I don't know if it'll pass the way it is.
I don't know that it will. As far as pages, Heather, let me see. We have 54 pages as it stands. Of course, that's not not formatted or anything like that. That's just Google Docs. But yeah, it is definitely going to have more to it. So I think on Thursday, I think between now and Thursday, I think we're going to have to do a lot of like reading over the whole document and just starting to plug in where we think it needs more.
Okay.
And like, because there still are a few places where the writing is pretty skeletal. So I think,
and I think we can probably add in more with Justicia and Iris.
yeah, I absolutely think that we can add in a little bit more there. Dia, I'm not sure if we could add an arc or not. We just going through this second time with our second set of beats, we added a whole arc.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could really flesh out another arc.
I feel like any other arcs would be extraneous.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel the same too. They wouldn't come back to the core. They wouldn't be woven back to the core of the story. This
Yeah.
is weird. I'm not usually an underwriter. Like I am usually a chronic overwriter.
Oh, yeah?
But I think part of it is because despite the fact that I brainstorm and outline so thoroughly, I still do a lot of discovery writing. And we didn't do as much discovery writing. We were pretty succinct and to the point with our beats.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we kept everything pretty succinct and to the point. So I think, yeah, it's just going to be a matter of us adding in.
Yet another trial of some kind.
Yeah. I just am not sure what and where. I mean, I guess we could add a little bit more with the council and the whole celestial blockage.
Sure.
I'm just not entirely sure how or where.
So I didn't do the processing of the perp.
Oh, there's that.
But he would probably go to like an Azkaban sort of prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he would report back to the Mage Council and say, "Hey, I found this dude. Um, there's got to be more that we can do with the Mage Council. It's just like this thing in the background that."
Yeah. I mean, he had the one meeting with his lieutenant. But yeah, I feel like Kyler needs a visit from the Mage Council.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, so basically more conflict from the Mage Council.
Mm-hmm. Just where we're going to weave it in at is without slowing the pacing of the story too much.
I think if we sprinkle it in from the second act, like the trial of, the all the trouble and stuff that he goes through. From then on, I think we can sprinkle it in.
Well, I'm worried about it coming into the second act and that being too late.
Do you think that's... I mean, we'll have to introduce the Mage Council formally in the first chapter, right?
Yeah. And we mention it when we mention it when Kyler and Daisaku are talking initially about Kyler getting blocked or shut down.
Yeah. So far,
and that's like right at the beginning.
About it in passing.
Yeah.
They haven't.
So maybe we need to add an actual active scene.
Mm-hmm. Or three.
If we add an active scene, that's going to have to come right after the initial Daisaku and the thrall in the alley.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we could add it there.
We can add it there when he processes the perp and reports back to the Mage Council for thingies.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me put a note in there. Go back up here.
That is for sure where that should go.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Mage Council know about Justicia? I mean, as far as
Not until he reports in. Like the whole him trying to report in after he checks out the scene,
uh-huh.
and then him trying to say, "Hey, there's definitely something going on here. It's just not Thrall."
Uh-huh. No prologue. No prologue.
No prologues.
Prologue.
Bad prologue. Bad.
No prologue.
I can't do the prologue.
No prologue. It'll be chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
It.
It will be.
Now, chapter 1 is going to be bumped back and bumped back and bumped back, I think. But
yeah. All right. So adding a note here. Bullet point. Bigger font. Okay.
could we
Council active scene regarding Kyler Celestial blockade.
They're not inherently bad, no, but I hate them. And they don't belong in urban fantasy books.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not. I don't hate prologues, and they do have a place in writing. However, the timeline for this book is so short; it's less than a week. So there's zero reason for why there needs to be a prologue. Prologues, in my opinion, should be utilized when you need to give a quick description of something that happened a long time ago that led up to the events in the book, like the events of the story.
Right.
You know, that, yeah.
I don't see that working. I don't see that working for this story.
No, it doesn't usually work in urban fantasy. It doesn't work in romance. It works best in sci-fi and fantasy and historical fiction.
Yeah.
Like those are the three genres I find that it works best in, and it's the least annoying. Otherwise, they're annoying. And it's just like you probably could have, if I hate to say it this way, it's going to sound really harsh, but if you were a more competent writer, you could have woven it into the exposition of the story rather than dump it in an exposition dump.
Yeah.
In a prologue.
In a prologue.
So yeah. But those are the genres. Those are the three genres I see it working in the best. But and sci-fi, when you're dealing with like epochs that go by, like you're dealing with, you know, like decades or centuries before something happened, but was the initial like catalyst of the story that you're talking about.
Right.
Not the inciting moment, but was a catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. Mild troop against Gartnex and Jenna Morrissey. Woo!
Don't get me wrong.
They both have
love Jenna's writing.
100% superfluous. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Jenna's writing. She's a beautiful writer. The prologues I felt could have been woven into the story as information that was bite-sized, dealt out instead of a prologue. I just dislike prologues, but at least I can say that she was writing fantasy and used a prologue. So I was like,
Yep.
You know, I was just like, it's a fantasy. I'll let prologue slide.
Prologues actually offended Spence.
Oh. Well, Garth Nix's was just
Look at
extra.
me clutching my pearls. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, pearls. No, I can't say that they offended me, but yeah, I could see.
Someone's at Nightmare House.
By the way, somebody's at my house. If you guys heard my Google door my chime doorbell go off.
Jenna is very talented, but I could not finish any of her books.
I've only read 2 so far. So mainly I just I got too many Authortubers back here on my shelf. I still gotta read.
Saver's
Yeah.
Sister, I
Yeah,
think.
Save Your Sister, TSS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, her prologues aren't long. They're pretty short. I haven't read any of Garth's stuff, so I don't know. But
I do not know.
not everybody's writing is for everybody. You know, then you could
They're
be a
also
great
different genres than.
Yeah, and you can be an amazing writer and the story's just not for you.
Yeah.
A writer can be an amazing writer, but the story just really isn't what you like. You know, I mean, Hemingway is a good writer. I just don't like his stories. They don't interest me.
Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah.
I love his prose. His prose is great. However, what plot?
The stories are lacking considerably.
What plot?
Yeah. But the way he writes is beautiful.
But the way he writes is beautiful.
Yeah. He's got to turn a phrase. Yeah. Writing is subjective. Bam. That. Not for everyone. That's why it's we can't write for all audiences. I can't say that anybody that wants to read is going to want to read my stuff. No, you have to write with a targeted audience in mind.
Yeah.
You can hope you get a little bleed over, and you can hope that you reel in some other people that might not have considered your work before. I'm fortunate that a lot of my paranormal mystery fans were willing to give my contemporary fiction novel a chance. But they did it because they enjoy me as a writer, and they had hoped that would translate. And some said yes, it did. Some said no, it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I wrote that particular novel for me, less for my fans.
Right.
So
I loved her writing, but her stories were way more than they needed to be. Every scene worked. Every scene was well written and entertaining, but there was just so many of them, and they could have been condensed.
And that's something I'm going through with my dark fantasy right now. With writing my dark fantasy, is I have realized in this draft that I can condense scenes, and while I love the scenes and I love the characters that are in the scenes, I'm going to condense them because they just can be, so they should be.
Yeah. I'm a contemporary women's fiction writer, and many of the Authortuber friends are fantasy sci-fi writers. Yep. Mm-hmm. Definitely understand that dichotomy. Finding other horror writers is a challenge.
I got a bunch on Twitter. I'll hook you up.
Cool.
I'd be like, you need to join these friends.
Yay.
Mainly because, weirdly enough, I did a lot of horror themed conventions in the Midwest, because there are a ton of horror conventions in the Midwest. Right. And because my book was paranormal mysteries, I could kind of tie it in and get in there and be okay. But so I met a ton of other horror writers.
Cool.
I think it's interesting, right, Mama, that you write contemporary women's fiction, but yet you're a snob about fantasy sci-fi and will read all the fantasy sci-fi. That's because it's usually what most people enjoy reading is what they enjoy writing. I mean, I love to, huh?
Oftentimes.
Often. Right. I mean, you tend to find you gravitate to writing what you read. Not always, but more often than not. I mean, I love to read horror, but I can't write it for shit. So I just gave it up. So I was like, I'll just stick with my mysteries. I'll just kill some people. I won't make it. I'll just kill people and then solve it. I won't make it a straight up horror where I'm just killing people right and left.
Killing people right and left.
It's
And
the creepiness.
there are no consequences in horror when you kill people.
Yeah, it's the creep factor. I can't master the creep factor with. I can master intimidation and I can master like straight up evil, but I can't. It's that creep factor, and you got to have that creep factor in horror.
Yeah. Dread, as I call it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, stuff which I can figure out a compelling story and then give it a genre.
So I just went over this yesterday. So my best friend came to visit, to hang out over the weekend and everything, and she was talking about a story that she's writing or trying to write, and she's like, so how do you figure out the genre of your story? Do you figure out the genre of your story and then you make your story fit it? I said, no. I let my story write itself, so to speak. I brainstorm it and outline it, and then it tells me what genre it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I happen to lean towards paranormal mysteries because that's what I like to read. So that's what is in my brain.
And this is kind of less horror and more...
It's more urban fantasy.
More urban fantasy.
Yeah. It's just got touches of horror to it. But again, I think the more we go out and flesh out some places, the more we'll be able to add the creep factor.
Yeah.
Or the more, I guess I should say, you'll be able to add the creep factor because I'm not as good at it.
I will try. I don't actually have enough knowledge on the horror genre to confidently call what I do actual horror with any amount of confidence yet. Yeah. I grew up loving fantasy, sci-fi. I wrote a ton of fantasy as a child and a teen, and then I started switching into writing more realistic content.
Okay.
Good night, Bonnie.
Hey, Bonnie. And Alley Cat shows up. Hey!
Yay! I like both sides of the spectrum. Give me all of the hot, sassy scenes and friend family drama, and then give me all the dragons and blood and gore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got the note in there, Mage Council active scene regarding Kyler's celestial blockade. Is that going to be enough, or do I need to put more in there?
No, I think that works.
Okay. Yeah. So I've got that note in there, and then I think that'll allow us to do a little more with the Mage Council.
Have you seen like how early does this stuff go? Where Kyler actually has the vision?
I think it's best to leave it where he's describing it to Daisaku at the beginning.
Okay.
I think it'll take away from that.
Yeah.
Too much.
Son of a bitch. Proofread the comments and stop being so redundant.
We all do it. Because we type like we talk, and we're incredibly redundant when we talk. So, all right, so that gives us an extra scene at the beginning in chapter 1.
I guess at this point we just reread the doc and see. I kind of skimmed it when we were looking for beats.
Mm-hmm. I did too. For secondary beats. Yeah, I did too. I think yeah, I think we're gonna have to do that. I think we could. I don't know if I want to do that or not, though. I was just scanning, and we could put in a scene with Justicia before she and Daisaku chat, like her being processed or whatever, but I'm worried it'll lessen the impact of their interaction.
I think so. I think it would.
Okay, damn. Maybe, what if we expanded out that scene afterwards? Because Daisaku goes straight from there to the morgue with Kyler, okay? So what
Right.
if we put a Justicia scene in after he leaves? I don't know for the purpose of, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a note of a potential scene there.
Okay.
I just need to think about it more. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So, because a scene there could have a lot of potential, but I don't know. I got to figure out how and why and where would it lead? What would it feed into?
What would it? Because once Taisaku leaves the detention center, that's pretty much that.
It is, but I think we're missing an opportunity to show more of Justicia's personality there than just her combative. Who is this pendejo that's trying to come in here and tell me what to do?
Yeah.
So I think we're missing an opportunity to make her, because we don't give her much more personality until Act 2 with the hospital scene.
Yeah.
And I still think we're missing out on a golden opportunity to have the thralls start trying to recruit her before St. Todd does. I know it can't be Iris, because she'd be back in the system and Jerry would be able to find her easily.
Right.
But like, I just feel like St. Todd and everybody would have thralls planted, like they would have plants to kind of start grooming the kids to start leaning his way. So
We could do that.
and I think that would be a good place to be able to put that.
Like maybe the guards are thralls.
The guards are thralls, or there's just another, or like the nurse. There's got to be a nurse or a doctor there at the Juvie Detention Center.
Right.
So maybe like the nurse that's there treating her bruises after she gets manhandled by the cops, showing a little bit of sympathy, a little bit of TLC, kind word, and that kind of starts, like, and maybe Justicia can be like, I've got this Watson prick that's coming in here, and then that fucking social worker has got a meeting with me later on, and the nurse can be like, hey, St. Todd's not such a bad dude.
Oh yeah.
Maybe trying to sway her in Christopher's direction. I don't know. I'll put a note here.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got like a, hey, St. Todd's not such a bad guy, blah, blah, blah. I mean, literally, that's what my note says. You gotta love my notes. My notes are like, this stupid Watson guy is in here, and I got this other social worker dude trying to all be my buddy friend, and and then it's like, hey, blah blah blah.
Hey, blah blah blah.
So
okay.
So that might be a little. That might be an added section that we can do. It softens Justicia's personality a little bit, gives her a little more dimension than just the tough as nails street kid.
Yeah.
And it starts to plant the seeds of the greater network, which is what I kind of did with the district attorney too, was trying to plant the seeds a little bit of, it's a bigger network of enthrallment than just, DCS.
Yeah.
All right, so there might be a couple of other places that we could do something like that. I think it'll just take more of us looking through it and trying to see where we could do that at.
Yeah. I was gonna say let's do another sprint, but it's like 8 till.
Yeah, we got we were talking there for a bit on how to see. Sometimes it's, I don't know about everybody else, but this is like what I go through a lot, where I just sit and stare at a first draft or a zero draft to figure out where I can flesh out more things. And sometimes, honestly, where I can just put some purple prose.
Yeah.
Like sometimes where I can just be like, okay, well, this scene's not nearly descriptive enough. And where am I I'm just gonna add some description here just to lengthen a scene just a little bit and fatten it up if it's too lean. Because I like my writing to be concise and to the point, but I don't want the scene to be like so lean that you feel like you're on Weight Watchers. Like there's nothing you can really sink your teeth into.
And I think there's a couple of scenes where we could probably flesh out, like purple prose it up a little bit.
That's what I'm thinking. I also think we could add more atmosphere to some sections here and there. So I think it'll be good. It'll just take you and I like homing over it for the next couple of days and then adding notes and then trying to work on that maybe on Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That works. So I got a plan for Thursday.
Cool beans.
Rock on.
I want to at least get it to like maybe 50K.
I want it to at least be 50K. And if that's true, we got 20,000 words to go.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to really figure out how to. So, another thing that we could add is Kyler with the rebellion or the resistance or whatever we're calling it.
Resistance.
I don't know where we'd put that scene. That's going to take a really close, monitoring it to make sure it balances.
What I might do is do the Post-it thing and see where we can jut in a whole other arc regarding the resistance. So we've got an arc with the Mage Council, which...
And I think that the Kyler resistance will complete the Mage Council arc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, damn, what do you know, Daya? We did throw in another arc.
Oh, what do you know?
I mean, it was already there. It was touched on. It just we could do a lot more with it.
We can do a lot more with it.
Yeah, so let's we're definitely gonna have to toss a post-it in there of I don't know where this is supposed to go, but I think that's one way we could do that.
Yeah.
Daya's like success. Also, the scene where Jerry. Okay, because if we're putting Jerry on administrative leave right now, at the beginning, towards the beginning, then later when she comes up with case files about more kids and the foster homes.
All the favors that she's been bribing people into.
But I think it would be interesting having her actually get those files.
Yeah.
So put a scene in there somewhere about don't know where, but where do you think that should go? I'm gonna scroll while you're thinking.
After the scene where they're in her apartment.
Or where she's drinking. Yeah.
Where she's drinking. And then after come on, Sako, brain meats. There was another scene that I thought could use some fluffing, but heck if I could remember which scene that was now.
I know, sometimes. That's why I think us reading over it over the next couple of days will help. Okay, so chapter 6 is where they're in her apartment and she's drinking it up.
Okay, then she should get the files. As far as her story is concerned, it's after that scene. But it doesn't have to be like right after that scene, does it? Like,
no, we lead into Daisaku with the Mage Council. Oh no, it's not with the Mage Council. It's where he feels blocked.
Oh.
By the Mage Council, and he does his OBE. And then okay, and then it leads into chapter 7 where he's dealing with spell drop. And then it's where Christopher marionettes his ass, Geppetti's his ass out of the station.
Yeah. Do we have enough? I think we do.
Do we have enough what?
Of St. Todd's arc.
I think we do now that we added now that we've added the him going to bat for Justicia not being tried as an adult.
Right.
I think we do now. It was a little lacking before that, but
Right.
yeah, so okay, I think somewhere in here is where Jerry could get the files because we've just got scene after scene of basically Daisaku
Right.
interacting with specific people.
Right. So we can splice in a little bit of space.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so that gives us an idea. I'll again, we'll take a look at it this week, and we'll put our thoughts in where we think those additional scenes could go. I'm just going to do a bullet point here at the beginning that we need a post-it. Post-it for Kyler and the Resistance.
And then the mage.
And then post-it for not for the Mage Council. We already have the scene with the Mage Council. Oh no, at the beginning. Yeah. Mage Council. Better intro. And then post it for Jerry obtaining the foster home files. Okay. Okay, that gives us a little more to work with.
Cool.
Cool. All right.
And we have our work cut out for us on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And before Thursday, for that matter.
Before Thursday, for that matter, yeah. So.
And yeah. Thank you all for joining us for this crazy trip through this manuscript and getting your own scripts also worked on. And thank you for all those things. And
hopefully seeing our process and bouncing ideas back and forth helps you with yours.
Ideally. I hope so.
I mean, we're doing this for a couple of reasons. One, the joy of writing. Two, the joy of trying to figure out if we can write with another person. And three, hoping our process will help other people.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. Thank you one more time, and we will catch you guys on the flip side.
See ya.